Welcome to Sahir. In this channel, I'll recommend some of the underrated cryptocurrencies for life-changing gains. So if you love making money and cryptocurrencies, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Also, make sure to hit the bell icon so you're currently updated with my videos. Today we're going to talk about the current market snapshot and update and see some of the possibilities forward from here. And we're going to discuss some of the exciting news and events lined up around this day. So let's get started. So first of all, let's look at the long-term perspective of Bitcoin. I have the weekly chart with me, and we could see that this current weekly candle and the previous weekly candle were green. So this is indicating a sign of recovery or sideways movement, right? We've seen somewhat of a bottom, and we're starting to recover and come to a sideways fashion of accumulation phase, right? And one of the things I wanted to point out was the stochastic RSI is very down to around 2 or 3, right? Which is way oversold. And if you compare that to previous weeks, like we saw this pump when the stochastic RSI recovered from 20, it was around the end of September. We saw this huge rally till January, right? So whenever this recovery of stochastic RSI, whenever this stochastic RSI bounces off, we see huge gains, huge pumps. So right now it is still on a downward trend. The stochastic RSI has not bounced back yet, but it could be one of the good entries to get into. So according to this, it's still not recovered, but still not a bad position to DCA, dollar cost average, and HODL. So that's my perspective. Like we've somewhat seen a bottom, we're going through a sideways movement, and this could be one of the nicest times to buy dollar cost average and HODL. All right, so let's move on to the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, and let's see what's happening more actively. Okay, so we've seen this downtrend being broken here, and currently we're seeing this horizontal triangle, but we're also seeing two channels upward. One is more pessimistic, a slow movement, and the other is more aggressive in this green channel. All right, so what I'm expecting is this triangle to break out in an upward fashion, and then we could perhaps see a gain up to 50,000, which is around 40% or so, if everything falls into place. No more FUDs. Everything like we've seen in the space, I'm going to cover in the news section. But with every positivity out there right now, we could see this breakout with a higher possibility to go upward than downward. All right, so that's pretty much it on what's currently happening. We're seeing similar trends in Ethereum. We're seeing similar trend in BNB, similar triangles, and assuming if it breaks out upward, then we're seeing in Ethereum around 4,000 range, and we're seeing a BNB around 524. So these are on the assumption that everything goes positive and we see a pump, but things could go sideways or bottom out if we see this breakout to the downward side. And one more thing I wanted to say was this BNB is currently showing some strong movement here in this couple of 4-hour candles, which is not there in Ethereum. We're seeing some price action in Ethereum, and we're seeing some price action in BTC. But something strange, or you could say something positive, that's happening in BNB is this somewhat of a straight consolidation and not much of a price movement. So I think this is pretty bullish, because we know that Binance's NFT marketplace is going to be launched this month in June 2021, and people are perhaps buying and holding right now. They're not selling. That's why we're not seeing any price movement as we were seeing before here That's not happening here, which is I was also trying to buy around this support line, but it's just not giving me that like leeway to get into. So I ended up buying more. So I bought in the previous dip around 240 around here. Yeah, I bought some there and then sold off somewhere here, and then I had to buy back again. I missed the Sunday's dip, so I ended up buying in 345 because I just could not get this rate again. So this was my mistake. I did not get this one and this one. So I had to enter this one because now I know it's any day that BNB's announcement, like Binance could announce any day their marketplace, NFT marketplace. So that's my take on why BNB is showing a different action than Ethereum and BTC. So that's pretty much it on my take on these three coins. And let's jump into what's been happening in the space and an upcoming event. Now, let's look at some of the strong, positive, and exciting news on the crypto space. I have this article which claims that Bitcoin is reportedly coming to hundreds of banks, like they're going to adopt in 2021. Hundreds of banks, which is a positive news, a heavy positive news, and a heavy achievement for the crypto community that we're going to see cryptocurrency adoption into the financial institutions. And we have seen financial institutions buying the dip around 35,000. We have covered that in the previous videos. And this is one of the exciting news for us that crypto is going to the future. And this is one of the turning points as well. We're seeing a lot less FUD. We're seeing the positivity growing more than the FUD out there, and which is pretty exciting if you ask me. Now, moving over to some of the other news I have. So in this chart, it's demonstrated that the price of Bitcoin is, although going down, but Canada's ETF holdings are still accumulating Bitcoin. So this blue line is indicating that they are still on an upward trend of accumulating Bitcoin. So again, correlating with previous facts, we saw that institutions are buying the dip, and now the FUD is flipping over to positivity. And I just can't get over this news. This is absolutely phenomenal for the crypto space. This is the one of the last things that could have happened, and now it is actually happening, which is just exciting. Let's move on to the third thing. So we saw this letter from Reserve Bank of India that they are confirming that they don't want to limit the use of cryptocurrencies with their banks, right? So they're denying any restrictions in this letter. So this is another positive bullish news that India is on board on the crypto game. US is on board in the crypto game, and Canada is on board in the crypto game. So three big countries, all positive, all bullish on crypto. Okay, let's move over to we were seeing a lot of positivity. Institutional clients are seeing Bitcoin as an opportunity, as a digital gold, and we've also seen where did it go? Yes, a lot less FUD, and Apple Pay and Google Pay both adding Coinbase's new debit card into their apps, which is going to be another exponential consumption phase or movement coming into hodlers, investors, consumers. So it's making a lot easier for all of us to use cryptocurrencies and drive massive adoption. So these are all bullish news if you ask me, and that's why I am suggesting that the breakout is going to be more on the positive side, on upward trend, than the bottom. So we covered this one as well, and the last thing on the list is this Bitcoin 2021 conference that is happening in this week, June 4 to 5. in Miami, and we're going to see big names like Michael Saylor, Tony Hawk, Senator Cynthia. So these are all big names, and the agenda is around Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, DeFi, and how did it come into being, and all that into one single conference. And one thing that got my eye was this whale pass. This is like a $21,000 pass for people that are willing to buy this whale pass, which I think offers early access. That's right. So 3 to 5 more events. And if I cover the sponsors that's covering this this conference, so this is the media. We're seeing Yahoo Finance, New York Times, Bloomberg, and if we cover the people, sponsors, and the people projects that are coming, it's huge. Crypto, CRO, Binance, Blockfolio, BitPay, or Nexo. What else? These are all big names, and even small names. Orox, Huobi. Moving on. Coinbase, Gate. All big names in the crypto industry. Ledger, Nano Ledger. Yeah, and then this is like pretty exciting setup for crypto community, and this is probably going to bring traction. Not much price action, but it's going to be an amazing week. I don't think we're going down this week in any possible way. We're more on the recovery side, and this is all positive news. Microsoft, MoonPay, and yeah, I'm pretty excited what happens from here, and that's just my take on what's been happening. And make sure to hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.